Alrighty.
You want to introduce the players?
Okay, so we have Husk in the blue playing as Burgundians. Obviously, top tier economy civ. Then we have his ally Dave playing in the green, playing as the Incas. I would say an underrated civ on Arabia.
I think that's fair.
Then we have Peter playing as the Mongols, which are probably the classic Arabia civ. Very well known for that very fast scout rush. And then, of course, Brutalis, playing as Berbers, well known for their speedy villagers and night spam, I guess.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about this matchup is that neither team has got a particularly meta pick. So, I mean, I guess you could argue that Incas are an Arbalest civ, but they're certainly not even close to being as good as Mayans or Britons or something. So, and on the other side, you've got Berbers and Mongols. I think Mongols do get Arbalest, is that right?
Yeah,
but again,
do,
not their strong suit. So it'll be interesting to see what army compositions the two teams go for. Obviously, I'm pretending I don't know. I do know because I played this game.
No,
but we certainly didn't know what to expect when we were playing. So,
I mean, I'm kind of wondering because of the way that you're talking about this game. I'm wondering whether Burgundians' access to early wheelbarrow comes into this, but we'll see.
I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I'd say it's not an unwise thing to go for.
Yeah,
but
it's expensive. It takes a really long time to kill.
Yeah, exactly. But not too much to talk about so far. Funnily enough, Husk and Zabe both have a lot of idle TC time already. Husk is already on 17 seconds. Peter with 0 seconds, playing as clean as we'd expect him to, being by far the highest rated player in this match.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy. Just I think particularly with capture rate, you can really appreciate how clean higher rated players are compared to
Yeah, exactly. I will also say that in this match I was incredibly tired, and I'd had 4 hours sleep I think the night before, and then I'd been working all day, and then came home to play these two
6 pints or something, and I was like, wow.
I'd basically had no sleep and then worked all day and then had to come home and play these games. So it was pretty intense. But okay, no villagers lost yet, I believe.
Did you kill your elephant? Your second elephant?
Oh yeah, Husk has killed his elephant with the TC. Not the start he would have wanted.
Okay, yeah. So not ideal. Assuming that the blue player is going for scouts. But he can maybe make up for that with some deer pushing. However, I have seen that red has sent forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 villagers.
10 villagers, and Husk has not seen this. He has no idea what's coming. He's just and the ostrich is refusing to comply, and he's just trying to sort out his basic Dark Age eco, and suddenly he sees 10 red villagers within range of his TC. One of them almost going down to that first shot.
Yeah. So, if I had seen this, I know it's against tournament rule, but I would immediately assume that this was a douche.
That's what I thought. And then Zabe told me, it's not in the rules. Is Husk going to get this wall off in time on his other villager? It doesn't look like he is. Nope, that will be a villager down, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He has remembered to get Loom.
I mean, this is really interesting because it kind of highlights how precarious wood access is at this point in the game. Most builds only have three villagers on wood at this point. Some even have less. So if you lose your lumber camp, that's massive. How are you going to rebuild it if you keep on if you don't have enough wood? Luckily, Husk hasn't placed farms on his straggler tree, so I guess that would be unusual at this point.
Yeah.
But, looks like a tricky time for Husk is ahead. And Entus is he going? He's going to go straight for the mill? Is this just?
It looks like it.
Okay, yeah, love this.
Yeah. He's already got. It will probably be, yeah. He's already got a minute 15 seconds idle TC.
Oh.
Husk with
And
46
Peter
seconds.
is already up. That's
He's
crazy.
already in the feudal age.
Is this? Are we going to see the AK-47 Scout Rush that the Mongols can do on top of this horrific villager aggression? This is definitely putting Husk in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah. He has managed to get another lumber camp up there, which Brutalist has not scouted yet. So Brutalist does not know. Oh, actually, he sees a villager, but I don't think he noticed it. He'll see a tree that's been chopped, though. So, yeah. Peter's scout trying to take out Husk's scout. I think Husk will win this fight still. Yeah, he does. He's going to consider trying to take out the red scout now. He's trying to dance around.
You should wait until...
oh, it's working!
Oh, God.
The micro!
Oh, that's amazing!
I
thought you were going to have to wait until Feudal came in, but managed to pull it off. Okay, so now it looks like Red has realised. And at this point... So, Husk doesn't have a barrack.
He is in feudal age.
He is in feudal age. So, is this going to turn into towers, maybe?
I'm not sure.
He managed to snipe one of Red's villagers, but however, there are scouts coming across the map from purple.
I see 2. I see 3.
Okay.
3 scouts now.
Yeah.
With one more in the queue.
Luckily, Husk is getting the barracks up, so if you can just hold for a minute, he'll be in a much better position. This
Taking
is
a fight
so
with Vils.
Tricky. Green is luckily, he's gotten a couple of spearmen at home, but he's sending some spearmen across the map as well, which will hopefully help out. And this is almost perhaps the weakness of this plan, might be that because the scout players so one-dimensional, like it's very easy to counter scouts by just spamming spearmen. Perhaps it would have been better to go archers.
Yeah, he is going archers. Zabe, he's got 2 out already. Although I think he's just streaming on. Oh no, I think he's gonna. Presumably, I would go for a counter attack if I was him, because at this point Husk is so far behind. You need to try and get some damage in, but we'll see what he decides to do. Oh no, he's sending them across the map to try and help out with the spears.
That's good. And
here come the scouts now.
I don't think that... Okay, so we're going to see one... Oh, are we going to see any Vils go down?
I think he's running away from the spear, so we might be okay there. More action on the other lumber camp, which has gone down, by the way. Been killed by Red's villagers.
Which is... I mean... Other than lumber camps, which are, it's an unusual statistic to bring up in a game, but your Husk is 2 lumber camps down, but he hadn't actually lost a massive amount of Vils. So this is very well defended.
And the lion was attacking Green's army there, but ignoring the purple scouts, and so that proves that this game was rigged right from the start.
I mean, isn't that don't scouts always get ignored by animals?
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that. Husk now with over 2 minutes of idle TC time, which is not helping.
It is important to make note, though, that Zabe is now, he's starting to get quite a considerable, he's got a couple of archers in his base with a couple of spearmen, but that kind of 5 archers and 4 spearmen is nothing to be sniffed at, particularly when you're playing scouts. Like, that's a very dangerous army to have in your base. So I don't know if we're going to see Zabe go forward. However, Peter has predicted this, has already made transition into skirms. He doesn't have any blacksmith up yet.
Yeah, nice job from him. His blacksmith's coming up right now, but yeah, we'll see if he decides to invest into fletching. Got a few idle Vils on his mill.
I think this is always so tricky to do, is whether... obviously you need to get fletching, but you also whenever I transition into skirms, I always feel like I have to get the armor upgrade, because skirms without the armor upgrade die so easily to archers with fletching.
True, actually.
Yeah.
I always go fletching first, though, just in case I can kill villagers, but maybe that's just me. I'll pick away at those Vils, even without fletching.
No.
I've noticed something I go for a lot is a 1 skirm raid, and I just sit it on the wood line, and it must be just so annoying, because usually people just try and ignore it, but they just constantly get an attack notification.
Amazing. Okay, so there's a bit of a fight going on here, and this might not end well for Zabe. Oh no, his scouts, his archers have done really well fighting off the scouts. So what he really needs to do is keep the Eagle Scout alive, because the Eagle, it's on very low HP now.
It goes down.
You know, a full health Eagle can take out quite a few skirms. And yeah, this is what I was saying. The skirms are actually dying because the archers don't. The archers have battering. However, that is enough. 3 skirms have survived, as well as 3 scouts, and now Peter will be pressing towards. Well, I'm not sure whether he's going to go over to Husk or whether he's going to go over to Zabe.
Yeah, he's dropping the market now, probably selling some of his wood. His food count's looking really good, so I think he'll be up to the castle age shortly. Meanwhile, Husker's eco is looking pretty good at home now as well. Seems to have stabilized pretty well. Fighting off builds with spearmen.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at villager count, funnily enough, Zabe has the highest vill count and Entus has the lowest, which is perhaps suggestive that maybe that there was more damage done to their own team with this kind of mass villager play.
Yeah, the Peter's got 3 minutes 20 seconds of idle TC time, which I don't think he would have been too happy with. Maybe he put too much into the early scouts and his food eco suffered at the
What's
start.
his food eco like? Because it is obviously it's quite food intensive to play scouts into skirms. However, he is up to castle.
He is up to castle, and he's dropping 2 more rangers, so I think we probably think that means cav archers.
Crossbow player, cav archer player, yeah.
I would question that. I would say that knights is probably a better move in his situation right now, but
yeah,
you can always make an argument for that massive cav archers, can't you?
Yeah, and I mean, when you play cav archers, you have to get that mass up at some point, and it's not if you have a lot of time. If you're up to castle way earlier, it's much easier to transition into cav archers than if your opponent is castle and they've already got knights knocking at the door. You know.
Husk's resources looking good though. He's going to click up himself, I think, once he gets another building. I think he'll need a blacksmith, which he's dropping right now.
I think what we're seeing here. Sorry, I was just watching the game from Peter's perspective, and I've just seen a bit of a sling come in from Entus Brutalis. I'm kind of wondering whether this is part of the reason that Peter was able to get up to castle age so quickly.
You might be right. Yeah, definitely a solid time. Blair coming in there. I think he sees the stables from Husk. He sees 2 stables, and he'll now see the 3rd one as well. So I think he knows that Husk is going to hope to go for those Burgundian Cavalier in Castle Age.
Good, to have in Castle.
It's a massive power spike, honestly.
Yeah.
Bit of aggression coming in from Zabe. Oh, there's a hole in the wall. See if he can get some damage done.
If Zabe can kill even maybe 1 or 2 cavalry archers, this is going to be massive, because, you know, cavalry archers are all about having that mass, and preventing that mass from building up early helps so much. Even stopping them from getting out, because let's also remember that this is the point where the knight player, Husk in this case, is going to be really vulnerable at kind of transitioning into castle age when he has no military out just before he's able to get the knights out. So actually keeping the cavalry archers at home is massive.
Also, Husk has full Castle Age eco upgrades before he's even got to the Castle Age, and wheelbarrow, and he's already got the first cavalry armor, so he's in quite a nice position in terms of upgrades, economically and in terms of military. But we'll see if he can afford the amount of cavalier he'll need to.
I just I don't know if you can see this, but Husk has killed 1 villager between a spearman and a lion. And I think he's about to kill a second.
My spearman's like, come on, Mr. Lion. Come on, Simba. Let's go.
What are you saying about the game being rigged because of the action of lions earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, is the spearman going to live?
Oh, no, the lion goes down. No. Okay, and that's me knowing Husk now knows the cav archers are on their way, and he's thinking, shit.
This is going to be a real difficult point for Husk, I think. If Husk can hold here, he's done a really good job.
I think having that tower on the gold was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a really good decision. And
really
rushing after the
helps.
second TC, I think that's great because just archer units in general struggle so much with towers and town centers, and like knights, which can kind of get away with running into them. And we've now seen Cavalier come in with the +2 defense, which is going to be massive. However, if we actually look at Peter's Peter's eco, first of all, Peter's eco is very good for this stage in the game. He's got just the 2 TCs. He's getting a 3rd TC up, but he's already getting ballistics, or he's about to get ballistics. He's just rushed up at university, and he's not that far away from clicking up the imp. So let's just appreciate that.
Crazy! Yeah. That eco is disgusting. Actually, I'm surprised he's that close to imp. Like he must have received. Yeah, he's been receiving more sling. Yeah.
Which
makes sense.
This is kind of tricky, but hopefully, how far away is Zabe from going?
If he balances his economy with the market, he'll be able to go up, no problem.
Yeah, because that will be really good. In fact, he's got so many eagles will be massive if he can get them up to Eagle Warrior.
Yeah, a little Cavalier raid coming in from Husk. I quite like that. Getting in on the gold, knowing that Peter's army's forward and can't do too much damage. Brutalist also dropping a tower on the gold, which is super annoying because that can be that can range all the gold villages.
There's a lot of villagers going down to Husk's Cavalier raid here, and this is a massive problem for Peter. He's only got 4 other villagers on gold at the moment, so this is cutting his production off quite
crazy feudal investment from Zabe as well. There's so much military in there. I don't know if it will be enough, but yeah, the Cav archers are having to come home now. There's also a single Cavalier who has killed. How many kills? Oh, I can't see how many kills he's got because we need the pro one, but he's definitely killed 5 or 6 villagers on this wood line in Entus Brutalist's base.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Which is pretty clutch.
And this is also a bit of a problem now because Peter doesn't actually have a massive amount of Cavalier. He's got not Cavalier, cavalry archers. So
yeah.
Even though he's got 24 military units, Zabe has 36. If Zabe can get up to castle, this is going to be such a powerful force to have in Peter's base. However, the numbers are getting up there for Peter. There's a lot of idle TC time, and Peter has gotten up to imp. This is a bit of a ticking clock now.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Husk is nowhere near Imperial, and he's got 4 TCs now, so he's hoping to get back in terms of the Vil count. Get back up to something nice. He's sitting only at 52 Vils at the moment, so he's going to want a few more.
Is Peter going to be able to do enough damage once he gets up to Imperial? Because he is on a bit of a ticking clock. Even though the sling is very powerful, however, 2 players will always beat 1 player.
Unless that 1 player has fully upgraded Lithuanian Paladins when you could have +5 from relics. I don't know if you remember that game, but that was horrible. Husk going for a defensive castle on this gold, quite like that. Although if Peter drops one on the hill, that will be just a target for the trebuchets at this point.
No, that's a really good play, and I think that's one of the things that can really defend you against a play like this. Is just having that castle prevents range units, even Imperial range units, from doing as much damage as they would normally. However, I love this massive army from Zabe. It's feudal age, it's skirmishers, it's eagles.
Oh, another one.
So
he's
good.
like, you killed my last army? I just make another one. It's no problem. I don't need to go to Castle Age. But I think what's really important is that Zabe is buying Husk a lot of time to get his eco rolling, and it's looking like that is achieving exactly what it was supposed to. And Husk's still being super annoying with this 1 Cavalier in Entus Brutalist's base. Who's just like, I think that 1 Cavalier killed a tower. So
Amazing.
Bit of a hero. I don't think. Yeah, Brutalist doesn't even have fletching on those towers, so they barely even tickle the Cavalier.
We are about to see. It looks like Peter's about to realize that he can just circle around Zabe's walls.
Yes.
and
Zabe's already
this is
there with a
where-
lot of military though,
Yeah,
but I don't think
true.
it's going to kill Cavalry Archers with Bracer, which has just come in now. These are going to absolutely shred this army. This is going to be brutal. I mean, he's running away, but honestly, he could just sit there on that hill and kill everything.
Yeah.
He's going to
I
micro
think
like a
he,
nerd
obviously
though.
he needs to preserve his mass, but this is this isn't a fight that's going to go well. How close is Zabe
one
to
goes
clicking
down.
up? Or is this just an all in play
From Husk or from
from Zabe, an all in feudal against
Zabe?
Imperial?
Zabe's resources have been like consistently quite high, but he's just refusing stubbornly to go up to the next stage. Husk is now up to 71 bills. He's got a really quite solid farm count now. What's that? That's 30 farms.
And
Pretty
he's got
nice.
4 TCs, which was
Got
very
another
sexy.
castle coming up defensively. So that's quite a nice position. So he's going to move forward with some Cavalier.
This is, yeah, no, I really
but
like this. This
heavy cavalry archers with Bracer. Oof.
Yeah.
That's not going to be
This
nice.
is- Generally, obviously, with cavalry archers, you need that mass to. Oh my goodness, are we about to see a clash of Castle
we
Age
are.
Cavalier versus Imperial Age heavy cavalry archers from the Mongols? This is not going to be pretty.
No, it is not. Although Peter's still refusing to stay and fight, so he's going to run away. I think
I
it's
mean,
just
to be fair, but the Cavalier with the elite skirmishers is quite a not elite skirmishers, regular skirmishers. Quite a force to be reckoned with.
yeah. So Brutalist
the-
is now in the Castle Age, but he's going to take this fight before any of his upgrades come in, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Peter's still scared of the feudal age skirmishers there.
I mean, this is really, in many ways, though, this is great because you're Husk and Zabe are managing to keep Peter at home, which
Yeah.
you know it's great that you're in Imperial Age, but if you can't do any damage, what's the point? Like,
Yeah, and Husk is up to Imp now, so that might just have been enough time. And with 2 castles, he can produce Trebs. And let's not forget that Paladin is half price for the Burgundians, 2 for 1 on the cavalry technology. So I think we
And
might
then-
see an early click of that.
I think we're also seeing Husk go for the relics, which I love as Burgundians. Obviously, those. Oh, one second.
Yeah,
that-
1 monk.
I think the
looks
monk is trapped. Sorry, it was moving and it's trapped in the middle of the cavalry.
Where's it gone? Wait, I click the monk and I can find it. Oh no, the cavalier have trapped him.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to heal his numbers.
Oh, maybe.
Is that monk even healing anything though?
No, I think.
No,
think
it's just trucks. Yeah, it's off.
Still.
Get out of my
It's kind
way.
of fabric. But yeah, it's going around.
Oh yeah, I remember this point. So you see these palisade walls, the red
Oh, yeah.
ones? There was like, they were just annoying me the whole game, these like 1 HP palisade walls. So I just went and killed them.
Amazing. So Peter is kind of probing Husk's defenses a bit, but kind of
Yeah.
finding that between 2 castles and 4 town centres, there's not a huge amount that cavalry archers can do against that. So I guess the answer is a forward castle from which he
Yeah.
can produce trebuchets.
I don't like this castle. I don't know what you think. I'd prefer it on the hill 1 forward, because now your trebs will be exposed when they try
Yeah,
and...
I think that's.
And if you're up
that's
against
great.
Paladin, that's
It
going to
also
be
lets
rough.
you mine that forward stone, which you could then use to drop more castles. So
Yeah, true, exactly. I mean, maybe if he goes for 1 and then 1 behind, that's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Husk, you see, Husk already clicked Paladin and the +3 armor.
yeah, which is amazing.
So
This is
and he's got 28 on the field already. That's a
and
lot of units.
The extra armor that Paladin provides, it just means that, you know, whilst cavalry archers are a bit of a soft counter to knights, I don't think that's true of Paladin.
Can you see them patrolling in box formation? It looks so weird. It's just like
Kinda
this odd
mesmerizing.
ritualistic dance or something. To me, to you. My problem is I play Expo so much that I always default to, like, if you have 4 to 6 archers, box formation is always better. So I just have this kind of what's the word, bad habit of like constantly just pressing the box formation hotkey. And when you have like a big group of units, it's super annoying because they can path really badly. Little cavalry archer raid coming in the bottom though. I say little, there's quite a lot of them.
We've got the extra armor now.
Yes.
I don't know how far Paladin is, but the extra armor should be enough, to be honest.
Paladin's 40 seconds away, but I think this is still going to be a good engagement for Husk if he can get the surrounds, but I think those cavalry archers are too speedy. I think Husk got husbandry, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Maybe... No, I don't know how to check.
What I'd really like to see from Peter is some stables and some hussars. Just he's got the food count for it. He's got almost 3k food. As I say this,
can you see?
I just appreciate Zabe's raid.
Yeah, I was just about to say there's a hole. The hole in the wood line. Peter obviously didn't check it. He did check it. Weird.
And the fact that he's got Eagle Warriors and Skirms, that's a really, even though, I'm sure in a one-to-one fight, heavy cavalry archers can beat that. It's not the easiest, it's not a cost-effective fight for the heavy cavalry archers to take.
Yeah, and also all of Peter's trebs going down to the paladins, and a lot of his cavalry archers as well.
Yeah, this is amazing. Whilst Peter is busy microing his army, we're seeing Zabe just roll across,
rip his base,
and kind of carving a bloody swathe through the once peaceful farms of Peter's base.
Yeah, killing lots of villagers with skirms now. The Vil lead for the teams. Husk's team is 170 Vils. The Peter's team is down to 100. Peter is down to 33 Vils.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Incredible damage from Zabe.
That was such, honestly, that was a, kind of achieving enlightenment moment right there. Just pure big brain moment, big brain play. Whilst Peter's army is away, just raid his economy to death. I love that.
And GG comes in, and that's game.
Oh, that was
not
that was
not the result that was expected after the first 10 minutes. Let's just say that.
It was a lot of fun. I like that a lot. And it's really good to come back to what is, let's be honest, the original Apartment Cup. Don't know what this Nilly's Apartment Cup is. Like,
yeah.
Get out of here. But yeah, no, that was really good. I think honestly, obviously Husk held really well, but I think Zabe did amazing there.
He absolutely won the game, I think, for us. Like, he bought so much time, and then that raid killing probably 70 villagers or something. Wonder his KD is. Yeah,
it does highlight one of the flaws of cavalry archers is they're an amazing unit and they're very cost effective. However, they require a lot of your attention. Yeah. So absolute champion play by Zabe there.
Definitely, and we discussed the game afterwards, and we both agreed that if Peter had gone knights instead of C8, they would have won that game. I'm 90% sure. Like, maybe it would have been tricky if Zabe had made mass spearmen or something, and you could still argue that Cavalier are stronger, but I feel like if he got mass knights, you're a knight player, you know how it is. Like, knights just kill TCs, cavalry archers do not kill TCs.
No, exactly. I think as well the other thing, it's kind of tricky because I don't think that the sling is as strong with knight serves as it is archer serves, just because the kind of power spike you get from going an age up is more with bracer compared to, say, the extra plate barding. But then and Mongols don't get plate barding, but even then, I can see what you're saying. Like, the Peter would have actually been able to destroy Zabe's TC if he had knights, which he wasn't able to do with cavalry archers. That's
a good point, actually. Yeah, that raid when he went into his base, he could have just taken that fight, absolutely shredded the Eagles and Skirms, and then
Exactly. Like,
yeah,
it's great that you've destroyed the Eagles and Skirms, but if you can't actually push the TC and the towers that Zabe has put up defensively, then it's difficult to see like where you go from. But honestly, that was really entertaining to watch. So
it's a good game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Brutalist's aggression was nuts, like absolutely nuts.
I think that was just so interesting to watch because I could feel I could feel Husk's kind of like sheer like the sweat which must have been
Panic
pouring out of his forehead whilst that was happening. You know?
Yeah, I was dripping on the keyboard, bro. I was slipping all over the place. Rough.
Man.
But I think one thing I was proud of myself is that I like backed my villager micro. So I was, even when I had fewer villagers, I would like take fights and make sure my vills were attacking the same, or like attacking the weaker vills and stuff. And I did actually kill like 3 or 4 vills without him killing any of mine at one point. So that was pretty pog. I'll give myself credit for that. However, I think MVP of that game was Nils. That was a crazy performance by him. Really, really strong.
Man.
GG well played.
What a legend.
Brutalist coming in with knights right at the end there. If imagine if they'd been 10 minutes earlier, that would have been quite a different story. But
yeah. I think that could have been a potentially like a different strategy, just because we've done it so many times ourselves. Like the triple stable knights in Castle Berber, great. But I don't know. We'll see.